My name is Sarah Therese and welcome to my kitchen. This is not my type of video. I'm not a huge tour type of person. These are the videos I usually just kind of like say no to. But I did ask my Patreons if they want to see a kitchen tour because I feel like this is just where I do everything. There's so much that goes into this space because of the amount of time that I am serving in it. And that made me go like, maybe this is gonna be actually pretty great. I am also personally a snoop. I love the idea of knowing what's inside cabinets, why people put things in the way that they do. I love knowing how a kitchen functions for a certain person. So I'm gonna go over countertops. We're gonna open up my cabinets. I'm in the process of making some Oreos. Never done this before. These are gonna be actually pretty big, but it's gonna be pretty good. Thank you for being here and for watching. If you're not a Patreon, you should be, because my Patrons are basically just my managers at this point. They give me info, input, and are extremely helpful, and you can be one of those people. And let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started with countertops. As you can see, my countertops are extremely clear. I am not one that likes to have clutter anywhere in my house, but especially in my kitchen. Having clutter in my kitchen means that I just can't use it as well as if there were no clutter. On my countertop, I just have a few things. The first thing over here is a toaster. This is something that we use pretty much breakfast and lunch. When you make your own bread, especially if you're using something like a coconut oil, and that bread can cool down, sometimes it can get a little bit of like a hard texture to it, and a simple heating in the toaster will just bring that freshness back to life. So toaster, always there. Anything in this video I can try to link down below. This is pretty much my only chopping board that I use. It used to be my parents', and as a child, this was our pizza board. This is where my mom would put her handmade pizzas and my dad would cut it on here. If we're doing raw meats and stuff, we have plates that we'll do that on, something less porous, but for everything else, this cutting board. It's huge, it cleans nice, and I love just having one thing that I use for chopping. The rest of our counter space is clear, except I do have my Oreos cooling. There's gonna be some big Oreos. And lastly, in this countertop area, I just have my wooden utensils, my spoons, my spindles. These I can also link down below. And I have them on the countertop because while I'm cooking, it's just easy to go ahead and grab them and then keep cooking. This place right here is kind of this corner area of the kitchen, and it's a bit of a grand central station. We have the charcuterie board. My husband's uncle made it for us. Very, very cool. And sometimes we use it for charcuterie, sometimes we load up random foods on it that we're already eating for dinner, like pizzas or flatbreads. Put it in the middle of the table. It's long, it's beautiful. But we also just like to have it here. I find when there's areas that can easily feel cluttered, it's nice to have something where you just will put the clutter. So no, I don't have a ton of clutter in my house. But sometimes it can almost feel like that for me, such as this area. So right here I got my knife block. These are kiln knives. They're my favorite. Salt and pepper, butter. Butter always stays out on the counter for us. It's salted, so there's a bit of a preservative there. And we will go through this in a day. So we go through butter very quickly. My starter, and then I have my sauerkraut that is fermenting. For everyone who's curious about what this is, we have a small burner here. And when Kieran is making our mocha pot coffee, if he was just to put it on this small burner, it would fall through. So this is like an extra plating that he puts onto there. So when he does the mocha pot, he can put it on and it doesn't fall through. Okay, and speaking of coffee, this is Kieran's coffee station. It's kind of huddled into the corner, pushed towards the fridge. We're definitely not coffee people that like to show that we do coffee. It's definitely something that's just kind of tucked away, and I like that because coffee for us isn't multiple times a day. It's just once a day in the morning. Again, I'm using a board to kind of segregate everything into one place. Otherwise, it can look kind of cluttered and scattered, you know, like it can scatter easily. But if we have a segregated board, everything just goes on there. We don't do lattes or anything like that. Kieran roasts his own beans and then he'll do either a pour over, a mocha pot, or a French press. If we want a latte, a cappuccino, guess what? We'll go to a coffee shop. But normally we just drink our coffee black. I'll sometimes put some cream in it. We're simple folk, but that's Kieran's station. Thank you to Blue Land for sponsoring this portion of today's video. I've been using Blue Land for over a year now, and there's so many reasons why. The first one, did you know that your laundry pods, like the ones you buy at the store, are actually just covered in plastic? That plastic ends up in our water, our soil, and in our clothes. P.S. It's not good for you or for the planet. Also, your toilet may be a lot yuckier than you think it is. Even after multiple flushes, that toilet bowl is not totally clean. clean. I love using Blueland because their products are effective, convenient, and easy to use. Plus, Blueland boasts of no single-use plastics in their products or product packaging. Blueland uses ingredients that are free of phosphates, chlorine bleach, VCOs, parabens, ammonia, so you can feel good about what you use for cleaning around your home. I love their laundry tablets. They're proven to lift food and grass stains. P.S. I have 5 kids. I need these. And then for my toilets, I love the toilet cleaner. It works on a variety of toilet staining, such as hard water, limescale, mineral deposits, rusting. They come in these really cute tins, which is great, and whenever you need to refill, you go ahead, you buy it, and stock it up into this. For the laundry detergent tabs, you just grab a tab, put it into your laundry drum, turn on the machine, and you're ready to go. For these, the toilet cleaner tabs, you're gonna put it into your toilet. It's gonna fizz and foam around a bit. You can go ahead when that's all done with a toilet scrubber, flush, you're good to go. Blueland is offering you guys 15% off your first kit. The link is down below. I've made it easy for you. They go above and beyond laundry and toilet cleaning. Blueland can help you tackle your surfaces, your glass and mirror, and even your dishwasher. Again, that link is down below to get 15% off your first kit. Okay, moving over this way. So this is our peninsula. This was something that when we built this kitchen, which we did, and like PS, and I've said this before, but we built this kitchen to have it an easy sell for the house whenever we decide to sell this thing. White kitchens in our area sell. Do I like a white kitchen? Not my thing. I'd rather have a lot more color and texture and detail and wood throughout. I do have a little bit of wood here through my peninsula, which I really enjoy. But when we built it, we definitely wanted a peninsula in this area that kind of divided the kitchen from the dining room. We are a homeschool family, so when I show you the inside the cabinets, you'll see some of our homeschool stuff. But this is where we would pull homeschool stuff and place it on here. It is a well-used area. It's also great for serving, for hosting. On the other side of this is some bar stools. This is where we keep our little iPad, as well as my planner, my phone, and our charging cables. It's not aesthetic, it's not like, wow, that's so beautiful, I don't have a hidden area for this, it just stays here. This is the most convenient place for it to be, whether it be work or homeschool or whatever. This is where it sits constantly. It's out of the way of the sink and food and prep. It's a great little spot. And you also get a cute little view too of our cliffside and the forest. So our peninsula is here, our kind of iPad workstation, and then here is our sink. I wanted a split sink. A lot of people are like, you should have just gotten a full one, but kind of our way of doing dishes is dirty dishes go in here. Once they're rinsed and ready to go into the dishwasher, you put them into here. It's a nice system, it works well for us, it's great for the small kids. This window does open, we have a beautiful view, and I keep this entire area clear. We have our soap and stuff here, but like all of this, I don't want any knicky-knacks or something like that. You'll once in a while see some herb plants, but they're right now outside getting some sun. But again, I keep this area very clean. Sponges stay in here, cloth stays here. Minimal and easy to clean. That's what I go for in all my spaces, but again, especially in the kitchen. Okay, let's look at this shelf here. This shelf was probably the most intimidating thing I put into our kitchen. I wanted an open shelf. I didn't want something that was closed or glass cabinets. I wanted something to really stretch me because P.S. I'm not a decorator. All I know is that I really like color and texture, but when it comes to like decorating, I'm just like, wah! The more I live, the more I kind of figured out and what I like. But this shelf was just very, very kind of scary for me to have here, but it's turned out to honestly just be handy. Produce, fruits, and vegetables that you won't find in the fridge are here. Onions, garlic, I have my green onion that just kind of sits on the lower shelf. Going up higher, sometimes I'll have more produce. I have my garlic up there right now, but also my recipes and my cookbooks. I have this really cool bell that my sister got me, and I'll use it as a dinner bell for the kids, which is great. At the very top, I have a plant. This plant, I don't remember what it's called, but what I do know is that it's a plant that grows well in high places, even if smoke is present. So I thought that would be perfect for the kitchen. And then the watering can, because when I need to water my stuff, I just grab that. I have my sink right here and I'm able to freely water. What I've decided when it comes to decorating is to not. Don't decorate, just put stuff where it is the most convenient. Sometimes that's an open space like this. Sometimes it's gonna be in a closed cabinet. But I've just given up decorating and have just decided I wanna put things in places that's convenient, period. Does it have to look pretty, perfect? No, because that's not the goal. The goal is convenient. Anyway, I talked about cabinets, so let's get into these cabinets. I find this entire video extremely comical because I want to keep going up on my tiptoes because everything that I'm showing you is high up, so enjoy the B-roll. So this cupboard is random because this cupboard is actually right beside my dish cupboard. That's something that is not very normal. I've had a lot of people tell me that's kind of strange, but this was originally what I called my healthy baking cupboard. Like if you remember my first channel or one of my first channels, whatever, I worked hard on this healthy baking cupboard. I was like, I just want this to be an easy place that I can go to, that I use often, and it is. If you look back on that video, you will notice it has not changed at all. After years, it has not changed one bit. Everything is exactly where I put it. And again, that just shows you that this turned out well, that it's very convenient. This is primarily where I make bread. So my things like salts and sugars and yeast and additives and baking goods are all here. The only extra thing I might need is flour, just whole flour. I'll show you where I store that. All these containers like this are from Amazon. I don't think you can get them anymore. And then my other containers are IKEA. I have a lot of people saying like, Sarah, you shouldn't store your stuff up so high because it's not good to reach and hold heavy things. Oh, don't you worry. I have stools that aren't just for my kids, but they're for me as well. Okay, next cupboard. These are our dishes. It might be a little bit of a weird dishes layout for you guys, but we do it this way for our kids. 9 times out of 10, our kids need a bowl. They're gonna need a bowl before they need a plate. So we keep bowls on the bottom. Plates, next one. These are the Corelle plates. Honestly, we've had these plates for like almost 10 years. They're great. Plastic plates, and then as you go further up, you're gonna find more specific plates, maybe for plating food or feeding a larger group or like a specific meal. But these kind of 2 shelves suit us very well for all of our dishes. Let's just keep going across this line. And then we'll go down and I'll show you my lower cabinets. Of course, cups, mugs. I'm proud of this mug. Look, I painted it and I love it. I think it's super fun. But down here on this shelf is all of our mugs. Here is all of our glasses and drinking glasses. As you go higher up, you're gonna see a couple wine glasses and beer glasses. At the very top, I have vases for flowers and arrangements. This cabinet right here, I remember when we were designing the kitchen and I said I want a small corner cabinet for our medicinal stuff. So this is medicine, medicinal, our emergency kit, and then above we have teacups and fancy teapots and china. Some from my grandmother and some that I just bought at the thrift store for when me and the kids have our tea parties. And then for these ones, these are to-go mugs, to-go cups, thermoses. That's through here and a little bit up here. Going higher above that, I have my mandolin and I have my purple hand beater. And at the very top is a white bin. And in this bin is kind of like small little appliances and utensils that I don't use very often, but I do use them all the same, and I need to actually keep them, but not on hand in like a very high traffic place. So that stays up there. And then on this side is our kind of coffee, tea, drink cabinet. Again, Kieran roasts his own beans. Ooh, nice mud Andy. This is an Airscape container. If you don't have one, it's amazing for coffee. Anyway, we have coffee and tea, my Bloom mixes, extra coffee, some fun stuff, and then some jugs for beer. Let me show you some of these high cabinets. Okay, so I feel like most people have a cabinet above their fridge. I'm, again, shorter, so it's not really convenient to have things in here that I use often, but I'll stand up on a stool and show you. In the very back, I have a huge pot. That's if I'm making like a big thing of soup or stew or maybe bone broth. And then I also have my ice cream machine. I also have camera equipment in here just a little bit, just for when I need it, because again, this is where I work. And then above, I have some cake stands, and this is kind of random, but this is the bucket that I fill with treats or food, and when the kids are playing outside, I go onto the deck and I hoist this down to them, and they think it's just super cool. All right, one more high cabinet. Okay, this cabinet is above the microwave. In here, I have a battery charger that charges my batteries for my camera. And then on the other side, napkins, one-time use plates, some to-go containers if we want to send some food home to people. And you know what, now let's do the lower cabinets. Oh, don't turn on the stove yet. Let's do the lower cabinets. Okay, so this lower cabinet and this lower cabinet, these are all of our homeschool items. It's sorted by child, different grade. This is also summarized right now, and summarized as in it is summerized, meaning that we're in summer, so we're not really doing a ton of school right now, but we're trying to stay sharp. So there's a few things that are laid out that we do for summer. And then we have colors and coloring books and paper. In here is just extras. Pencil sharpener, extra cards, labeler. Those are the homeschool cabinets over there. So right beside them is my jar cabinet. So on the bottom, I have all my jars. In one of these bins, I have a bunch of my mason jar lids. And then in the other one, I have some snack containers, cookie cutters. It's a little bit random, but still, I know where everything is. This is my under sink. I have my compost, and then I have my garbage over here. Ooh, crumbs. Behind my compost, I have garbage bags, I have some extra scrubbers, some dishwasher tabs, a little bit of dish soap, and then I have a glass cleaner and an all-purpose cleaner, and that's all I keep under my sink. My under sink is very, very clean because I find it's a stinky place if you don't kind of stay on top of it. And the easiest way I can stay on top of it is to make sure that I just have the necessities under there. So that is the under sink. If we come here, this is a very busy cabinet for me just because underneath is where I keep my bread machine, my rice cooker, my Vitamix. These three appliances I use constantly. So I keep them right here where I would use them, especially on the counter. Those are down below. I have my cling wrap, paper towel, this big bin in the back. This is something I will pull out when I do food photography. Extra dishes, extra little like knickknacks, towels, things that I use for my food photography for the website. I don't have a huge space where I can store them, but I do have this nifty little bin that is easy to get to and honestly just works really well. Anything beyond into the corners that you can't see are items that I still use, but not every single day. Think cake pans, popcorn popper, maybe a soda stream, an apple peeler. Those just all sit to the side. When I need them, I can easily grab them. All right, this nifty little cabinet, when we had it built, our builder put these in so we can easily use them as holders for our cookie trays, our pizza trays, our muffin trays. And then there's also just this great shelf up here which I use for my bread. I also have some extra little trays here. This is great, keeps everything super organized, really like this. Kind of hard to show, but this last cabinet is where we keep all of our cookware, pots, pans, skillets. I have a Dutch oven in there, it's where we keep it all. I don't have tons of pots and pans, but the perfect amount, and I really enjoy what I have right now. The only pan you do not see here is my cast iron, which I always leave on the stove because I use it often. I'm gonna take you by hand through these drawers because I think it'll be the easiest way. This drawer is on the peninsula. It's our junk drawer. Markers, scissors, and pencils, documents, random things end up here. Beside it, this is where we keep foil bags, bread bags, Ziploc, parchment, and beside that, this is right by the sink, is where we keep all of our towels and our hot pots. And then through here, this is not an actual pull-out cabinet, it's just for show. I keep our utensils right by the dishwasher because it's easier to unload. More of the kids' utensils in the back, bigger ones up front, and then on the side we have straws and chopsticks. Bigger utensils are in here, right by the stove, so it's super handy. Tongs, spatulas, hand blender, we have our knives, our measuring, teaspoons and cups, and then Kieran keeps his barbecue stuff there. In the next drawer, these are our bigger bowls as well as, there we go, colander. These we might use for salad, for mixing, popcorn, a variety of things. And then here, through the bottom, this is where we keep our glassware, storage, and then kids' cups stay on this side. This is like an Amazon. It's a plastic piece, it's adjustable, it's so great and really helps the kids. We use it with their clothes as well to divide their clothing. Our appliances, our Samsung, I think they're great. We bought them, they didn't send them to us. I like this one because it has a small top rack, which is great for the little things. And then 2 of the extra racks. This is the oven where I keep our cast iron pan. And then our microwave, which is wildly big, but it's the one that kind of goes alongside this oven. It's a gas stove, and I really like this. I think this thing is great. Let's take a look at our fridge. I do love a very clean fridge. I find it to be less stinky and sticky, and it's just easier to find what you're looking for. You can't really see inside, but side of the door always has condiments, except down here we have some ginger ale for sickness. Apparently that's where we're at right now. Yeah, both sides of the doors are condiments. Insides is like produce and such. I get a lot of questions about this. It's called a flex drawer. It's not a freezer. Some people thought I was weird for putting my eggs in a freezer. It's not a freezer. Full on different, just part of the fridge. It's a fridge drawer. This is where we keep cheese, meats, eggs, butters. It's really convenient and just lets up a lot of space through this area. It's also easier for the kids to get to. The very bottom is the freezer. In the freezer, we keep things that people obviously keep in the freezer, which is frozen foods. This is a double level. I think it's really, really nice, and it's our only freezer. This is our only fridge and freezer system. We don't have another one. All the food we need so far has been able to fit in here. I'm not gonna say easily, but fit in here, and that's what works well for us right now. And now, let's kind of finish this up by looking at our pantry. So beside the fridge is the pantry. The top pantry is the place we use to restock other areas in our kitchen. So up here we have unopened things, such as unopened salts and honeys and cereal, vitamins, herbs, baked goods. Like up here is where we keep everything that we need to restock other areas, especially my baking cupboard. And then this part of the pantry, this is our using pantry. This is a pantry part that we use every single day. Top stuff is extras. You'll usually find some sort of bread in here. I have honey, some stuff to put on salads. It's a little bit random, but it's supposed to be because it's our extras. Next is, this might sound weird again, but we keep drinks in this front portion here. We have a ton of Elements, Patone, Bloom, and then in the back is pastas and canned goods. It honestly works really well. I might shift that around a little bit, but it's okay for now. And then this one is kids snacks. So we have some fruit snacks and crackers, cashews, applesauce. That's kind of snacks that the kids can easily get. My next one is flour. I got flour, tons of oils. I have my rices, vinegars. There's a lot of flavor here. And then the very bottom is usually quite bare. It'll have a little bit of cereal, and then it has a random basket at the bottom. And a lot of people are like, why is that there? And the reason that's there is if I have extra potatoes or onions or things I just want to keep out of the sun and a little bit more buried and hidden, it goes into there until maybe I put it on my produce shelf. Okay guys, I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully that helps with any curiosities that you may have had in and about my kitchen. Oh, you know what I missed? You know, I missed this. This is what I missed. But you've all seen that before. My spice rack. I have a nice little hidden spice rack. There was like an odd kind of empty area during the build, and I said, can I get one of those cool spice racks in there? And they said yes, so they did. That's what I was missing. Now we're fine. Thank you for being here and for watching today's video. Go ahead, go into your kitchen and give it a big hug, because these kitchens go to work for us, and praise God for that. Anyway, I gotta go stuff some Oreos. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.